and it affects the whole family. So once their brother was able to conquer his fear, it kind of made it so that the whole family could cheer him on and say, we can actually go somewhere now. We can fly and not worry about maybe not being able to make it home.
Hey, and we are the Coalition, loud and proud, civilly disobedient media. Again, we are still here at TF Green International Airport in Warwick, Rhode Island. Today was a very, very special day, and we're just kind of giving a little bit of a wrap to it. Today was Autism Flies, and it was amazing to watch. Young people who are on the spectrum, who are facing a variety of challenges, were given an opportunity, really, in many cases, for the first time to board an airplane. And while that may seem mundane, again, as I stress throughout our conversations today, if you see the noise and the chaos and the security issues and the process, for a young person on the spectrum, it can be incredibly intimidating. It can be scary. Folks from those backgrounds are often used to their comfort zones, and this certainly isn't one. Think about it, even for the most cynical traveler, it can be a challenge to be at the airport. I'm here with Michelle. She is the base supervisor here for Breeze Airlines. My first remark is watching folks in action from Breeze, and I've flown on Breeze a few times, how incredibly kind they are. It's
one of our 5 core values: kindness, integrity, ingenuity, excellence.
And I know other airline employees possess that, but I think what happens is when you work in a metropolitan airport, it just grinds you down. The constant pressure, frustrations breaking out into some pretty ill behavior. I mean, one of my takeaways today was that these young people, despite all their challenges, were far better behaved than most of the adults I fly with.
Yeah, they were excellent. Those children, they warmed my heart. I mean, the best thing for me was to see those that hesitated to board the plane actually get on the plane, and then when they actually left the mock flight, giving me a hug, high five or knuckles.
Yeah, we saw a couple breakthroughs.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Real breakthroughs. One young man, it was 10 or 15 minutes, it seemed like, but it seemed longer, just at the brink of the plane, and if you were there watching, you were trying to will him.
Yes, you were cheering for him to make it through that doorway, and when he finally boarded the plane and sat down and stayed through the whole 15-minute simulated flight, he was excited. He wanted to stay on board. He didn't even want to leave in the end. So it was quite an exciting moment for his family and for us that witnessed it.
Important too for the brothers and sisters. You can see their excitement because they're constantly, they're having to deal with the challenges the family faces as a whole in ways that often aren't really that evident.
Right, and it affects the whole family. So once their brother was able to conquer his fear, it kind of made it so that the whole family could cheer him on and say, we can actually go somewhere now. We can fly and not worry about maybe not being able to make it home.
So talk to me about some of the training. I know that Autism Flies parachutes in. They subsidized, if you will, by the industry and by the airlines, and they work with the boots on the ground. What are some of the things they discuss with you?
So as flight attendants with Breeze, we take a autism awareness double check 2-module online course. It goes through scenarios of how we handle different circumstances, how we handle the children, the parents, and those guests seated around those people when they're sometimes disturbed or disruptive. They teach us ways, coping mechanisms for us to deal with them, and how best way we can serve those families to make it a successful trip.
Right, and I would imagine that it's a lot of folks have preconceptions about how to deal with young people in that situation. Like most preconceptions, they need a little bit of a check. Yes. So what do you say to, if you don't mind me asking, you've got someone there who all of a sudden finds themselves in an unknown, uncomfortable situation. It's not a family member. Right. They may or may not be aware of the fact that the young person's on the spectrum. There's constant confusion about, are they just ill-behaved?
Right. For sure that happens, and we try to explain to those other guests around that this family has a challenge and that we're working with them, and we try to work with the family and ask what we can do to help them to make the transition and the flight smooth for themselves, their child, and those around them.
Wow.
We try to work with everyone in the situation and make it an agreeable situation that everyone's comfortable with.
So this effort comes not just from Autism Flies, but Breeze Airways has got a real-time commitment.
Correct, yes.
To this.
Yes, and every flight attendant, every team member, including captains, first officers, we all take this autism double check course.
Wow.
And yeah, it's
Now,
a great
it's
thing, and it's really a great thing.
impressive. Have you run into a young people yet who might have gone through this training yet, who are flying? Has that happened yet?
As flight attendants?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had situations that our flight attendants have had to step up and use their training in real life scenarios with guests that were uncomfortable with things that were happening around them. We have to explain we're working with them. There's a challenge here, but we will make it as smooth as possible for everyone involved.
So the key is
Understanding, empathy.
and kindness.
Sometimes we don't all have that.
Absolutely. Well, again, thank you.
Thank you.
I thought it was remarkable watching your crew.
We enjoyed it. We had a great time today.
Yeah, there was you can tell though that the training, there's a little bit of muscle memory there.
Yes.
You've been well schooled in how to adapt, and in today's kind of hustle and bustle of the corporate world, that's impressive.
Right. Thank you. We appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you for including us today.
No. Well, listen, I'm one of those cranky travelers. I'm just warning you.
No, you're not.
Again, you may have heard me on the way in. There's a lot of great flights from Breeze.
Yes.
At 6 in the morning. That's a
Yes.
conversation we're going to have someday.
Very early. I agree. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
Have a good day.